The Gotham War has been tearing apart the city. Selina Kyle decided the best way to save Gotham was to train the crooks to be very good at non-violent crimes. Batman disagreed, stating that all criminals should serve justice. This divided the Bat family, as Catwoman had reduced violent crimes by 75%, which technically was saving the city, but Batman didn't even want to consider this option. Instead, Zur-En-Arrh was affecting him, a Batman psyche in his mind, the ultimate Batman. He refused to reason with the Bat family, even going as far as to decide the whole Bat family was a mistake. Dick Grayson cut him off from the Bat network, and then Batman captured Red Hood and injected him with a serum that would constantly pump fear gas into his veins whenever he had a spike in adrenaline, effectively stopping Red Hood. But Catwoman was training Red Hood, and she decided she needed to find him and free him from whatever Batman had done to him. This is Catwoman 58, another part of the Gotham War. And this is Comic Storian, where we take current comic books and bring you audio dramas of them so you know what to add to your collection. Check us out on Spotify, and you can also find larger videos at Comic Storian Full Story. Both links are down below. Selina leaps through the darkened rooftops of Gotham City until she finds Bruce crouching in the darkness. "We need to talk," she tells him. Bruce looks up at her with tears in his eyes. Selina is shocked, pulling him in close. Their embrace is short as he pulls away, putting back on his mask, becoming Batman once again. "Forgive me. You came here to speak?" he asks her, and Catwoman begins to shout, telling him that she doesn't understand what he did to Jason. "I'm worried that I need to protect him from you. Worried enough to come here and talk to you myself. Enough to try and come here and force a ceasefire with whatever we are," she says. But their argument is interrupted as an explosion rocks the city in a distance. The two of them stare in surprise before another explosion goes off even closer, throwing them both off of the rooftop. They manage to grab each other, and Batman shelters her as they plummet to the ground below. They hold each other close for a moment before Batman sits up. "We need to go. Someone's got to see about those fires," he tells her, but Selina shakes her head, asking what Bruce did to Jason. "I gave him his life back. I cured the rabid sickness within him that I've exploited for far too long," Batman tells her. But her phone buzzes and she turns away. When she turns back, Batman is gone. She goes back to her phone call. "Did you find Red Hood?" "He's accounted for," Marquise tells her before explaining that she needs Selina to return to the headquarters. Selina quickly arrives, shocked to find Marquise in the company of Vandal Savage. But Marquise explains that she is actually Scandal Savage, the daughter of Vandal Savage. Vandal steps forward, giving Selina his offer. There are several artifacts made from fallen meteors, and Savage would like to hire her to acquire them. In acquiring these weapons, they will also be granted immortality, including yourself, of course, Vandal Savage explains, but Selina refuses, telling Vandal Savage that she didn't train these new thieves to be hired out by other people. Savage reaches for his blade, informing Selina, "I was not asking." He dashes forward, slicing through her throat, sending her head spinning as she falls to the ground. Scandal whirls on her father. "You fool! You want Batman to come down on us?" she snaps, but Savage waves her off. "A loose end is a loose end. Get the body, we'll store it in the cave," he orders, but when they turn back to the body, they're shocked to see the head is still moving. "Oh, man! You're gonna let him talk to you like that?" Lady Clayface asks, and in shock, Savage kicks the head away, allowing Clayface to escape. "No, you idiot! Where's the rest of her? Now she's on her way back to Catwoman to tell her everything," Scandal snaps. A short time later, Vandal Savage arrives at the meeting of Gotham's rogues, demanding to know who set off the explosions in Gotham. "That was me, Mr. Savage," Firefly says, raising his hand. "Some of my former hires signed up with the Cat and were operating out of that building. It was a show of force," he explains, but Savage slams his fist on the table as he stalks amongst the powerful villains of Gotham. He explains that they should not waste their time on the former goons, that they need merely to take out Batman and Catwoman, and the goons will come crawling out of the chaos and back to their former employers. Vandal then promises to give them equipment and weapons, the ones that he acquired recently when he bought Wayne Manor and therefore bought the Batcave, to help them in their battles. The villains all agree with a smile, and Savage leaves the room, ordering them to kill the cat and the bat. Elsewhere in the city, Jason Todd comes up from the sewers, his body choked by fear from what Batman did to him. He stumbles through the night until he comes to one of the burning buildings. Inside, he hears the screams of a frightened child. He leaps inside, grabbing a hold of the girl. "Hey, I got you. It's okay, kiddo. I'll just get us out of here somehow. It's okay to be scared." "I'm scared too," Jason tells her. Meanwhile, Selina has heard of Vandal's plan. She knows the Immortal is up to no good and then goes and steals one of the pieces that he wants, knowing that if she has it, he does not. But outside of the museum, she is confronted by Scandal Savage, and after a brief fight, Scandal explains that she just wants Selina to take the deal to work with her. "I really don't want you dead. Take it. Immortality. Kyle." Scandal says that she kicks Selina away, but Selina shakes her head. "You gotta get out of here, Scandal, or I can't promise you'll live long enough to enjoy your immortality," Selina says, so Scandal sighs, turning away. "Nice knowing you, Catwoman. I guess I'll see you in hell. Unless this immortality thing works out," she says before disappearing. So a short while later, Selina arrives at Bruce's brownstone, the new location that he's living in. He lets her inside and she tells him that they need to come to terms to end this war, and that he needs to let her see Jason so that she can know that he's all right. "He isn't here, Selina," Bruce tells her. She's shocked. "You mean he's still out there with whatever you did to him?" she demands as she grabs Bruce's arm, but he shakes his head. "No, I tracked him hours ago. He must have evaded me somehow," Bruce says, and in a few moments the two of them are suited up heading back into the city to find where Jason went, following Bruce's tracker until they reach the burning building. And it's inside that they find Jason has become trapped under a burning beam. Batman pulls the beam off of Jason and the four of them head out into the night. Selina brings the young girl to the arriving firefighters, and Batman leads Jason away. After Selina joins them, she fills them in on Vandal's plan to gain immortality, to gather all of the pieces of the meteorite and do something. "The only way this ends is if we share everything that we know," Batman tells them, and he looks at both Red Hood and Selina. "All three of us," he continues. Nearby, the police and the EMTs are arguing with some local villains, who don't seem to believe that the police are doing a good enough job. But everyone suddenly looks up as a group approaches them from the shadows. The police look up in fear as some of Gotham's rogues approach them, now armed with the gear taken from the Batcave. And while this episode was a bit slower, we needed that middle ground to start getting everyone teamed up to fight against Vandal Savage. Next, we'll be telling you what happened to Jason in the burning building because, weirdly enough, it involves the Joker. And then we'll come to the conclusion of the Gotham War, everyone teaming up against Vandal Savage. To be continued.